the most powerful message I could ever, and I'm not going to put this on YouTube or anything like that. I'm done with YouTube. You can YouTube me. The most powerful message and the greatest lesson I have learned thus far, one of the most greatest lessons I have learned for women, is this: there's no fingers being pointed at me, not today, not tomorrow. I was very in love with somebody and I want to have a child with them. When we met, she was 34, I was 33. As time went on, I think we were together for 2.5 years or something. She took so much time out to hurt me individually, lie. 2.5 years goes by, right? And I just see her for the first time the other day. And she told me she never wanted kids. I think that was a grand lie. But in the grand scheme of things, this is what the biggest lesson I can ever tell any woman out there. You only have a matter of time right now before your biological clock stops ticking. I noticed her biological clock was stopped ticking at a point, but I didn't know until I just looked up what the stages of premenopause. Now she's going, and I'm not here to put her on blast, she's going into menopause, which means she can no longer have children. This individual told me she never wanted children. However, I think in the long run, I think she did, and I know her family wanted this for her. She took 2.5 years out of her life to try to drive me fucking crazy and to internally hurt me, and I come out clean and she comes out infertile. Let me state that again. I come out clean and she comes out infertile. She's infertile now. She's going in the last stages of menopause. As for a woman, I never really thought about it, but putting myself in a woman's shoes, I've never really thought about it. I'm sure it's very sad when you get to that point in life where you can't have children anymore, if you never had a child. And it's happening for a lot of people in this world. And a lot of women aren't going to have children because there's no great divide going on. It's because women are not in touch with themselves internally. They don't know how to even be a woman because they're still stuck in this phase of life which stems back from, I'm not going to say daddy issues. I don't really know, but a phase in life in which you can't determine right from wrong. Now, I went to Mormons, and I love Mormons because I am a Mormon. And Mormons at a young age, they say you know right from wrong by the time you're 8 years old. Also in other religions, for example, you become a woman at 13 because you become fertile at that age. And I'm just now understanding all this right now. I'm literally just now understanding this, right? And for the individual that hurt me internally, she can no longer have children, which means she literally tried to hurt me, literally went out of her way to hurt me for the past few years because she didn't listen to her own heart. Now she's infertile. She can no longer have kids. And that's not my problem, and that's not a person I would ever be with. But that is a display of the force of, I would say, Mother Nature. Or you can say in the grand scheme of things, God. In my terms, I would say Allah. But in the grand scheme of things, you hurt your body, you don't work on your inner self, and you listen to everybody but yourself, you will lose fertility. I'm not speaking of myself. I mean, I could lose fertility, but I haven't. I'm grateful for that to this day, but women have lost fertility, and they're going to continue losing it because they cannot find themselves in the grand scheme of things. And I'm not putting anybody down, but I saw my ex, and I saw her body going through the changes of menopause. I seen her going through premenopause. We did almost have a child together, and it's very sad. So now that I understand what it feels like for a woman to go through this stage in life, don't take it for granted. Never take that stage in life for granted, because this is a stage in life that you have an opportunity to have a child. I'm still young. She happens to be a year older than me, but the irony of all this is there's really no irony in it. But Mother Nature doesn't play games. If you don't listen to your heart, you'll never find in the end, you'll never find an end game. You'll never find, you'll always be wondering in the end. I can only assume for a moment, and I'm only thinking to myself now, that you will find in the end that because of your own stubborn emotions, you will lose fertility. There's a god of fertility, like there's goddesses of fertility, gods of fertility. There's so much things I could put into this. But what I got out of it is don't mess around before it's too late. And 2.5 years went by after she struck me with a lightning bolt and lied. Don't fuck around.